jalilade rahase Champions League ek had gas mein hanguman kick ve java naramenne bhag dulanne bhidi dasde goal ek gannai sit sarasenne samarok venne satteta denne one heart. One game, one heart. Champions League, this is where we start. Together we dream, together we fight. We are the champions. Under the
Sri Lanka Football Champions League, powered by TV Supreme.
Hello and welcome to the Racecourse International Stadium here in the heart of Colombo in yet another encounter from the Champions League football series organized by Sri Lanka Football, and this time it's a battle of the big guns. Saunders SC taking on Java Lane on a beautiful Tuesday evening here in the heart of Colombo in what is cloudy skies and high humidity as well at the Racecourse International Stadium. 28 degrees Celsius, which is usual for Colombo, so conditions that both of these teams should be used to and conditions that both these teams have played and practiced in within the course of the past as well. And don't forget, you can join us on Sri Lanka Football's official Facebook and YouTube pages, Supreme TV, who are the terrestrial local partners, as well as www.thepapare.com for worldwide access to the Sri Lanka Football Champions League as well. We've got the fans in the house, the teams lined up and ready to go. And here's a look at the fixtures from this game week. New Star in an enthralling encounter, drawing against St. Mary's 3-3. Serendip SC walloped Solid SC 4-0 yesterday. Sri Lanka Police losing out yet again, and amazing drop of form really from the Cops against Pelicans SC. Pelicans winning 2-1, and Saunders now taking on Java Lane in the final encounter in this match week. So Indiva Udara leading out Saunders SC, Harshana Somodu as always leading out Pelicans, Java Lane rather, and Saunders in their traditional yellow strip, Java Lane in the white strip. Of course, both teams with a legacy to defend, a very long history, influential clubs within Sri Lanka's football scene, and especially in here in the heart of Colombo as well, having dominated the scene for a number of years over the past. Now plying their trade in the second division, doing everything they can to get back into the first. Final exchange of pleasantries before the game kicks off here. And here are your referees for this game. Sashanka Madhushanka will be blowing the whistle. Kushan Indike and Asif Askar to assist him. And S. Shantan functioning as fourth official for this game. One final team picture. That is your Java Lane side, who have lined up and will be a very attacking side as well. The likes of Olawale bound to carry a lot of the attacking burden over the course of this game. That is your Saunders 11, led of course by Indiva Udara. Back in goal, of course, is their influential goalkeeper Yansan Alasane. Ivory Coast connection for Saunders potentially can make the difference. One final shake of the hands between the referees and the captains as well. We are all but ready to start. Just the toss stands in between. Kickoff. Java Lane deciding to hold on to their fort, which means Saunders will get the ball to start things off. And joining me to talk you through this game is none other than Romario De Silva. Romario, a battle of the big guns. Two of the legacy clubs here in Sri Lanka football who have set this country alight on the football pitch, but now battling it out in the second division. This game really can set the tone, can't it?
Ashfaq, Ayub and Rizvi Atik will be the players lining up for Java Lane. Naza Hamid, their head coach. I think Oluwale in the number 19 jumper will be a player to watch out for. Both teams unbeaten. As we have a look at the Saunders team card, Priyadarshana Nalim, Patumgi Mana, Samira Pereira, Indiva Udara, Shahid, Abdul Aziz, Fauzan, Frank, Philip, Roger Philip, and the goalkeeper in the 99 jumper. He'll be looking to keep another clean sheet as Shant Siri is the head coach for Saunders. And well, these two teams met once in the league, and it was Saunders who got the better out of Java Lane. But Java Lane Deshan will be a rejuvenated side.
Absolutely, Romario. They'll be back in this to win it as we see the final countdown prior to kickoff.
Let the countdown begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that is kickoff. Saunders will feel that this is a game they can win. Java Lane will be in search of retribution in a battle of these two legacy clubs here from Colombo. And more than that, more than just the points on the board, both these teams will be playing for bragging rights as Java Lane very early doors, trying to feed it through to their big man up top. And very nearly also finding Oluwaseun Olawale. A couple of weeks ago, we did see Yansan Alasane pick up an injury as well. Saunders here taking an early opportunity. Ball ricocheting off a number of players, but like I said, Alasane, what a pass that was. The flag goes up, however. Romario, just going back to it, Alasane picked up an injury. Saunders did look a bit feeble at the back during that time. How important is it to have their first choice goalkeeper back in the starting lineup, and how important is it for the back four and the defensive outlet as well?
Well, we all know how good he is between the sticks, and he will be hoping to bring back his A game and settle the Saunders defense as Madhushanka, the referee, having a bit of a word with Oluwale, as we saw Harshana Sumudu trying to get in behind early on 2 opportunities. Javalan just trying to thread the pass through and send their forwards, hoping that they will be able to get in behind the defense. Moments later, Oluwale just brought the player down, but we are back live with Javalan turning over possession. Looking for that pass, but still driving forward is the big forward. Bernard, but just loses possession. Now pressure coming in. Well, he does really well. Does Indi Udara. Experience showing. Finger touched on him and he just goes straight to the floor.
Yeah, Indi Udara has been running that midfield for Saunders for quite a few years now. And has been one of those players that really keeps that midfield ticking. Will need to be on his A game today. Javalan managed to pick the ball up, and here's an opportunity now. Harshana Sumudu breaking through the middle. Can he get a shot away? Harshana Sumudu, he manages to. Alassani beaten. No, he's not. Fantastic goalkeeping. Harshana Sumudu for Javalan. Will feel very hard done by, but he should be scoring that one.
Indeed, he should be scoring that one. He went around the keeper as well, but the goalkeeper, as we were speaking about him, just did not go to the floor, made himself big, and well, Harshana Sumudu, he's just hitting it straight at the keeper. He got to do better than that.
Yeah, absolute belter of a first 4 minutes here. Clear-cut chances flowing in already. Just suggests the kind of game we can hopefully see over the course of the next 85 minutes or so. Harshana Sumudu really should have made it 1-0 for Javalan.
Indi Udara lining up this early free kick. Just 4 minutes into the game. We are in for a belter, Deshan.
Absolutely swinging the ball in. Here's an opportunity, and just like that, on the other end of the pitch, making no mistake and burying that one, Roger Philippe opens the scoring for Saunders in the first 5 minutes.
What a start. Javalan had an opportunity of their own, but Roger Philippe, well, he does not miss from this range. Leaps highest and gets his head to it and finds the corner. The keeper, he had no chance, absolutely no chance. Floated in to the box, getting his head and putting it on target. Directing it was Roger Philippe. And boy oh boy, what a start we have had to this game. Javalan, they did have the first opportunity, but they failed to bury it. Saunders, on the other hand, showing what they are made of. Oluwale, a bit bemused by that, but the goalkeeper, he gets all the protection in the world. And the referee, Madhushankar, straight away blows for it. And he is making the most of it.
Yeah, Alassane takes a bit of a hit. He seems to be okay, however. The game continues.
Back to his feet and clearing his lines is the goalkeeper. But Javelin must be kicking themselves, Deshan.
Absolutely, how different this game would have been had Oluwaseun Nolavale converted that opportunity and made it 1-0. Sorry, I beg your pardon, there's Harshan Sumudu. He had Nolavale on the right available as well for a pass, but Sumudu thought he had the keeper beaten. And so did Asya up in the commentary box as well. But absolutely brilliant textbook goalkeeping from Alasane. Went down but immediately picked himself up again and came back up. And what that does when you do that is it makes the goal all the more smaller, especially from so close within the box. Now just seeing Bernard not very pleased, alleging that Indiva Udara has poked him in the eye, and letting the referee know. We did see a hand come across Bernard's face there. Couldn't really gauge the level of contact on that occasion, but he doesn't seem to be very pleased about it.
Saunders have gotten under the skin of their opponent early on in this game, and it will be crucial that Javelin don't lose their heads early on in this game. The only good thing that happened for Javelin is that they have time, even though Saunders have got that early goal. So they just need to stay calm, and opportunities will come. And once they come, they need to bury them, Deshan, don't they?
No, absolutely. Javelin paying an expensive price. Here's another look at that. I think, yes, Indiva Udara does catch Bernard. Whether that was intentional or not, can't really say, but certainly does catch him. Nice little touch there by Saunders, and here they are on the break. Beautiful football. Mohamed Shahid on this touchline. Mohamed Shahid looking for a pass. Ball goes out of play. Abdul Aziz. Saunders now have a little bit of daylight, and they are happy to take their time with a lot of these movements. Nalim taking this long throw. Indiva Udara with the shot. Doesn't really catch the ball well enough. Ashfaq Ayub gets the ball away. Just an announcement going out here at the stadium, Romario, asking whoever it is that may win this game today not engage in lighting of any fireworks or crackers, to keep things civil. And such is the nature of the rivalry between these two clubs, and the bragging rights that these two fans tend to occupy over the other really is, to quote Jose Mourinho's words, Romario, football heritage here in Sri Lanka.
It sure is football heritage, and the crowds too are getting in the thick of the action, but they just need to calm themselves down a bit as skipper Harshan Sumudu wins a free kick for his team. High line by Saunders, trying to keep the Javelin attack at bay.
Cheap giveaway there. Somehow Javelin managed to move the ball forward. Still going. Bernard, what an effort that was, and carved that out of absolutely nothing. Just too much spin on it. Alasane not very happy, but an absolute driving run by Bernard. Saunders reminded how dangerous the Java lane side can be when given the opportunity.
Foul there by the Saunders attacker. The Java lane defender too makes maximum use out of that. But it'll be interesting to see for how long the two teams will be able to keep this tempo up. They're bound to get tired. Hoisted in. Oluwale flicks it through. Trying to find his supporting player. Gets the head, does Bernard. But the flag goes up for offside.
Absolutely it does, but again, Romario coming with, of course, a coaching background. I think learning moment for any youngsters watching this broadcast. I think the big mistake the Saunders defense did there was let the ball bounce without meeting it head on, and with that bounce made it a little bit awkward, gave Bernard something to chase, and as a result very nearly created a scoring opportunity for Java Lane that really came out of nothing.
The Java Lane officials are getting into the thick of the action. They need to strike back as 15 minutes has gone on our clocks and the crowds have come in. Deshan.
Absolutely good to see, but whenever these teams play, we've always seen their loyal supporters follow them. So good 15 minutes of football. The time flew by. That's how entertaining this game has been so far. Taken shot on Asane. Pass leaving a little bit to be desired.
Looking for that through pass was the goal scorer. But unable to find it. Holding a high line are the Saunders. Is a Saunders team. Have picked a pass, but the flag goes up on this near side. Java Lane are playing 3 defenders at the back, Deshan, and they are a bit narrow, and that's what is helping this Saunders players find space in between, in behind on the 2 touch lines.
Absolutely, Romario. If you are playing 3 defenders at the back, it usually needs to be complemented by, in essence, wing-backs who are playing both up and down the pitch on the flanks. And whenever those players are unable to fulfill their duties, what it does, it leaves acres of space. And so far, Saunders have been exploiting those spaces rather well and really driving through.
Free kick. Looking to swing it in with his left foot is Harshana Sumudu. No, it's Derek Fernando. Well, I remember last time when Java Lane was playing, Derek Fernando swung one with his left foot and found the head of Oluwale. He'll be looking for something similar. This time around, a bit too deep, and the defenders, they clean it up. Alasane looking for his winger, but just a bit too much on it. Shahid unable to reach that long clearance by the goalkeeper, but here's a look at that free kick again. Priyadarshana finding himself at the right place at the right time. Bernard going for an audacious pass. Saunders swinging it from left to right. Now down the right wing is Shahid. Finds the goal scorer, but he goes down. However, nothing doing by the referee. Bernard now looking to play Oluwale in down that right flank. Takes a touch. Tries to get the shot in. Comes onto his left and doesn't really get enough power on it. He will not be too pleased with the outcome of that, Deshan.
No, he will not. And most certainly would not appreciate the support he got as well. Kind of gave him no ideas at that far side.
Javelin down the right, trying to find some space is the big defensive midfielder there. Now played through. Here's an opportunity. Harshana Sumudu. Will he be able to find his support? Harshana Sumudu. He does not need support. He finds the back of the net. What a finish by the skipper. And he draws his team level and back into the game on the 20th minute mark. What a way to pull your team back. Take a bow, Harshana Sumudu. Well, you don't put this man in acres of space on too many occasions. He failed on the first time but made no mistake on the second. It goes in a flash past the keeper, and this time around Alassane, he has no answers on how he can stop that one. We are back to where we began. Nothing to separate the two teams. 20 minutes gone, and boy oh boy, that has flown past us. Saunders, now they know they are well and truly up against it. Well, a displaced pass. Here's a gift. But the Saunders attackers unable to finish it. Still not out of harm's way. A javelin, but this time around the shot gets deflected. Abdul Aziz, that was, swinging his left foot at it. But yet again, this game has gone from 0 to 100 in no time. Cutback coming in. Here's a shot. This time by Shahid himself. Now another opportunity. A high foot there by Shahid and Ashfaq Ayub. Well, he finds himself wondering how his defense can cope up with this. The waves of attack from Saunders have been deadly. Ashfaq Ayub taking his time, just trying to give his team a bit of a breather. Bernard, Oluwale, all waiting for the ball. Delivered by Ayub. And it finds their defensive player in the number 3 jumper, Abdul Farik. He is brought to the floor, and another free kick comes the way of a javelin. In fact, it's Derek Fernando, beg your pardon. He will not be too pleased with that. But now he has an opportunity. to swing the ball in. Mohammad Alim seems to be the player setting it up, but the referee tells him he needs to bring it back, as Derek Fernando and Alim is being left by Rizvi Atik as he makes his way towards the D. Oluwale trying to stretch the defense as much as possible. 4 players inside the box. Derek Fernando. Here's another opportunity. Harshana Sumudu. That was a clear goal, but he was just unable to direct the ball towards goal. Opportunities plentiful here in this crunch encounter at Racecourse. Long throw coming in. Cleared, but Javalen still managing to find possession, and Bernard just nudges it off the defender. Long throw coming in. Abinash. Oluwale gets it down to Bernard. Just unable to get the shot away. However, Alim, will he be able to switch it? Yes, they do. Oluwale. His first touch just a bit too heavy and letting him down. He will be kicking himself with that one. But now, some great control shown by Abinash. However, bit of a tangle. However, Javalen wins the free kick. And it is Rizvi Atik setting up for you-know-who, none other than Derek Fernando. From his favoured left side of the field, Derek Fernando curving it away. Alassane comes out and cleans things up, does Pathum Gimhana. Finds his supporting player. However, here's another opportunity. Bernard driving his way, but just unable to get enough behind that shot. The tide surely has seemed to switch in favor of Javalen, as Saunders are just finding it a bit difficult to keep the ball for as long as they would like. Free kick going the way of Saunders, as it will be Samira Pereira. Beg your pardon, Indi Vaudara that is, as we get confirmation of that yellow card going the way of Bernard. Here's an opportunity. Saunders through their goal scorer, but good defense coming in by the Javalen defenders, and they somehow managed to defuse that situation. Gone to the floor is Abinas by the looks of it, and just seemed to have caught the trailing foot.
This game has really burst into life all of a sudden, hasn't it? Java Lane. Oh, only if they scored that first one. How different this game could have been. But they fought their way back into this one, Romario. And typical Colombo derby environment as well. Both the teams really taking it to each other. Of course, we don't want this, but the only thing that's lacking from this first half so far is a red card and a square off. And for the sake of the game, we hope that doesn't happen. But has been a hallmark of some of these big Colombo games.
It sure has. But Java Lane, they are having a bit of momentum going their way. They will want to make a maximum use out of it. That was early on, that was the goalkeeper coach Jude Karunaratne for Saunders in picture. A bit of a concerned look on his face, but there is ample time left in this game. That's the only consolation for the two teams. Derek swinging it in, but just a bit too much on that. In fact, that was Azad. Harshana Sumudu swinging it in. Bernard chesting it down. Olawale
Just getting under that. Olawale doesn't get his body over it. Basically hits the ball underneath it. Ball always rising.
trying his utmost to disturb the scorers. "30 minutes gone on our clock at the half-hour mark. Nothing to separate the two teams." Through pass, but again a bit too much on it for Bernard to chase it down. The high line is surely been exploited by Java Lane, but Saunders are somehow managing to hold on to their defensive line.
Suddenly, Romario, and this has tended to be the pattern in these kind of games, is that, you know, Saunders and Java Lane exchanging possession quite a few times in very short intervals, and also in the process opening up the game quite a bit.
Dinked through for Oluwale. Somehow manages to get it under wraps. Cross coming in and just out of the reach of Harshana Sumudu. Throwing himself at it is the winger, but unable to get onto the end of it. Who else but Derek Fernando with his left foot. His potent left foot, you could say.
Yeah, very nearly once again. And like I was saying, this game really going end to end. Both teams carving each other open. Ball going end to end very, very quickly.
Java Lane somehow managing to put the Saunders players under pressure as a loose touch from Shahid turns over possession.
Boots come off as well. The referee, Sashanka Madhushanka, just making sure everyone's okay. Shake of the hand there from Roger Philippe as well. Thank you very much. We're good to go. A little over 10 minutes left in this half. Plus added time, and Saunders now breaks. Saunders with an opportunity, gets the ball into the box just behind Roger Philippe. Worrying the defense. Saunders still in with it. Ball ricocheting off the attacker. Javelin win it back. Referee says nothing to it. Nalim with a crunching tackle, and Saunders win the ball back. Pathum Gimhan there. Roger Philippe on the turn. Just a bit too much on it and goes out for a goal kick.
Shantasiri. Ashfaq Ayub looking for Bernard. However, Roger Philippe leaps highest and gets his head onto it. Throw goes the way of Javelin. Oluwale showing good strength, running at the defense, receives the 1-2. Now just loose in his balance.
Did everything right there. Olawale just losing his footing in the process.
Soft free kick there, given away by him. But a throw in for Javelin, pocket picked. Now an opportunity to run at the defense. Frank looking for his supporting player.
Smart little bit of play there by Roger Philippe, trying to flick it up over the defender, but nothing doing on the part of Asela Rajavansha, who manages to pull the ball out for a corner kick, however, and in the process opening the door now for Indiva Udara to whip one in. Let's not forget, it's a cross that led to the Saunders goal early, so they're going to need to mark their men very carefully, particularly the big man there, Roger Philippe. Ball comes in, taken shot. Beautifully worked, but nobody at the end of it. Lights are on, but nobody's home in that corner kick. Lovely opportunity. Keeper comes up. Yatsan Alassane. Absolutely crucial intervention from the keeper. But they've given it right back to Javelin. They've got numbers. Just missing that finishing touch.
Trying to break a bit too eagerly. Could have called it a perfect pass if it did not have just that tad too much on it. But unfortunately for Oluwale and Javelin, the pass had a bit too much on it. And the credit goes to Alassane as well. Does really well to clean things up. Alim hoists it. Derek Fernando on the end of that. Still tried to get the cross in, but possession changes hands. Now Saunders trying to run down that left hand side. Beautiful 1-2 there. Finding each other. Here's an opportunity. Javelin defend well. Does Ashfaq Ayub, cleans things up. And Saunders unable to find the back of the net on that occasion.
Living off the skin of their teeth there. Beautifully worked move by Saunders. What an opportunity. Really should be scoring there, Pathum Gimhan, but fantastic goalkeeping work once again from Ashfaq Ayub. If nothing else, what we've seen over the course of this first half is a masterclass in goalkeeping. Both the keepers really standing tall, particularly in those situations where they have to spoil the attackers' efforts. They've proven fantastic. Coach Mario, quite a lot to learn for the youngsters watching this game.
Indeed, quite a bit. But intensity has been at its highest. And not only the skills, but fitness-wise as well. Pocket picked, Alim beaten, but free kick has been won. Just a bit too much on it. Did the Saunders player get? Abdul Aziz, that was. Did everything right, but that last touch of his let him down. That touch there, and then the defender does extremely well to make a maximum out of that and win the free kick. 5 minutes and a bit left as Bernard is brought down, this time by Pathum Gimhan rather. Another opportunity for Derek Fernando.
Derek Fernando has been standing behind almost all the free kicks that have been taken so far. And now one man standing very far wide, almost hugging the touchline there, Romario. Potentially a little strategic ploy on the cards as well, but Saunders alert to the danger. Alassane collects that very cleanly. Ball hit well, but never really doing enough to trouble the goalkeeper.
A bit too far out, wide, out in front rather, to go for that. He needed to have
absolutely
quite a bit of power on it.
You really do need one of those venomous hits that move through the air to test the goalkeeper from there, particularly someone of Alassane's stature. But now Saunders looking to break, twisting and turning, holding on to possession. And now Saunders still going. Udara. Udara sends the ball forward, just a bit too much on it. Heavy touch.
Harshana Sumudu will not be too pleased with that one. But now the opposite team's keeper, his pass is displaced. Bernard trying to wriggle into space but unable to do so. Now Frank, beg your pardon, by the looks of it, it was Roger Phillip. Harshana Sumudu, this time caught offside.
I think he knew as well, didn't he, Romario? Looked at the referee just before the pass was made, hoping for some luck. But no luck made available to him on this occasion.
Driving down the left, but not too much damage done on that occasion. Trying to find Oluwale, but not successful.
Beautiful pass, and very nearly finding Pathum Gimhan there on the far side. The defender not dealing with it either. Takes a touch and goes out. In for a corner kick taken quickly. Indiva Udara sends the ball in. Here's an opportunity. Ball coming in. Not collected cleanly by the goalkeeper. Potentially another corner. No, ball kept in and being worked out. And the referee points at the spot for a free kick on that occasion, taken quickly. But no, ball back. Ashfaq Ayub to take this one. Didn't really come out well enough there. Ashfaq Ayub very nearly conceding yet another opportunity. Takes the kick. Quick touch, Roger. Olawale, beautiful pass. Ball comes back in. Olawale, can he make it too? What a hit! And the second effort hits the back of the net. And on the stroke of our time, Javelin make it 2-1, turning this game on its head.
Bernard take a bow. Oluwale did all the hard work, but his shot was parried by the goalkeeper, not out of harm's way. And Bernard, well, his header finds the back of the net. Javelin, well, they have turned this first half on its head. Here's a look, that beautiful turn from Oluwale, received it back. He should have finished, but the shot was parried, not out of harm's way. And Bernard's header on the second time of asking made no mistake, did Javelin and their forward. Good poacher's play there by the forward. Getting on the end of that rebound and making no mistake, Deshan.
Absolutely, but credit where it's due. What a save from Alassane. That hit from Olawale was destined for the back of the net, as we see then 2 minutes of minimum added time signaled by the referee. That first hit, like I said, from Olawale, he catches it absolutely cleanly as it bobbles up. Alassane spectacularly managed to get a hand through it, but like you said, parries it straight at Bernard, the on-rushing Bernard, who didn't have too much to do to get it past the keeper.
Free kick given away by Abhishan rather. Indiva Udara straight away will have an opportunity. Heads heating up here at the Racecourse International Stadium. But the Javelin player is still on the floor. And Mohammad Shahid is telling him what he feels about that. Rizvi Atik. Gave away the free kick, and it all happened after that. Indiva Udara.
Like I said, tensions flaring a little bit here on the pitch. Ball coming in. Finds its way outside. And Saunders trying to take this quickly. They do. Roger Philippe takes it short. Javelin, fantastic defense, and with that, we see the half-time interval being blown. What a game! What an encounter! And what absolutely brilliant football here in the heart of Colombo. End-to-end stuff, both teams on the score sheet. An absolute belter of a game, and the game turning on its head. And just a few tensions flaring towards the end of the first half, and maybe, just maybe, the action isn't over. Bhuneshwaran Abhishan having a speaking to by Sashanka Madhusanka. An apologetic hand, Sashanka Madhusanka not deciding to do anything else. But at the end of all that, and what is bound to be a lot more in the second half, So far, from the Racecourse International Stadium, it's Saunders SC1, Java Lane 2.
Champions League एक हाथ गैस में हैंगुमन किक पे जब नरमने भागी दुल्हने भीदी दस्ते गोल एक गन्नाई सिट सरसने समरों बिन्ने साथ देने We are one game Champions League साटनाई आरंभने दिबिदेने जयगन्ने एक सीने डरामियाने One game, one heart Champions League where dreams take part Raise your flags, feel the art One game, one heart One dream, one star One game, one heart Champions League, forever we play The spirit of football leads the way
Sri Lanka Football Champions League. Powered by TV Supreme.
Hello and welcome back to the Racecourse International Stadium on a beautiful evening here in Colombo, and the only thing more beautiful than the night sky that we can see here from the commentary box is the football on the pitch. It's been that kind of game here as these two juggernauts of local football, Saunders and Java Lane, have been battling it out. Saunders went ahead initially after Java Lane missed an absolute sitter of a chance. And shortly after, Java Lane stormed back with 2 goals, the second coming on the stroke of half time. And on that note, it looks like Shanta Siri, the Saunders coach, has also made a change with Mohamed Zaid coming on for the second half to try and inject a little bit of creativity in that front line. Join me again, Romario De Silva, for the second half. Romario, it's been one of those games that you really can't take your eyes off of, hasn't it?
It surely has been so, and the speed of this game has been a thing of beauty. Both teams going hammer and tongs at each other. Java Lane will be pleased that they are in front at half-time, but they know that there is quite a task up ahead of them, because it's only 45 minutes that has ended, and Saunders will no doubt come out hitting hard in this second half. Alassane, the goalkeeper, he has been massive for Saunders. Even though he conceded the 2 goals, he has made a number of saves. It'll be Oluwale to get us underway, as Java Lane playing from left to right this time. Derek Fernando swings it in. Oluwale getting behind it, but the defender does really well. Priyadarshana gets away from the crime scene. Not too sure what happened there, but Oluwale clutching on his face. He did really well to get the ball under control, but his second touch just a bit lacking.
Romario, let's put your coaching hat on for a second while we take this medical break. If you were Coach Shanta Siri in that Saunders dressing room after how they started the game and the initial success they had against Java Lane in the early exchanges of the match, and how they kind of drifted into the background a little bit as the game wore on, what will you be saying?
I think they just need to keep a hold of possession a bit longer, and if they manage to do that, gaps will open up, cracks will open up in the Java Lane defense. Saunders, they did have possession, but in phases, and the first phase of the game, when they had possession in the first 5 minutes, they did manage to disturb the scorers, but after that it was pretty much all Java Lane who kept the ball under control. Saunders will be hoping for a similar start as they drive down the right, trying to get the cross in, but unable to get the ball under control. Was the Saunders player Fauzan, but Java Lane, they win a free kick as Rizvi Atik goes to the floor. Oluwale in conversation with Harshana Sumudu, the skipper.
And I think one of the issues that Saunders have had over the course of this game is that Roger Philippe really has been their primary attacking outlet, hasn't he, Romario? And what Java Lane have done to some degree is nullify Roger Philippe's impact over the course of this game, and in turn it has made that Saunders attack a little bit more blunt, and credit has to go to the Java Lane defense for doing just that. They've had some success as Risviatik hobbles off. He seems to be okay, but just feeling the back of his knee as he walks off. But like I said, they've nullified the primary attacking threat in Roger Philippe. He's had his flashes, he's had his opportunities that he's carved out for himself. He's just a player of that quality, but the likes of Harshan Subudu really need to be doing a little bit more, especially down these flanks.
They should have starved him of ball, and that's why he has not been able to be as potent as he would have liked to. But now here's a through pass coming in. Harshan Sumudu cleared off the goal line by the Saunders defender, and what a piece of defense there by Mohammad Fauzan. A through pass coming. Harshan Sumudu goes first time, but the keeper gets in the way, and Fauzan cleans things up for Saunders.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant football. Fantastic shot by Sumudu. First time Alassane coming out of his line and blocking it, making himself big. And also the defender getting rid of it. And the ball comes in floated just over all the attacking players, as well as Abdul Farik. And Saunders now breaking down the flank, but he's worked the ball out of play and the ball straight back to Java Lane. But everything you want, a beautiful cross, a fantastic first time shot, great goalkeeping and a clearance off the line, all in one phase of play there.
Indeed, it was a few minutes you could not take your eyes off this game. Holovale dancing and somehow manages to win the free kick considered by Samira Pereira.
Looking a bit different these days, Samira Pereira, with that haircut. Still the rock at the back for Saunders. Fancy a tint of that color yourself, Romario?
Not at all. As the brains thrust, Bernard and Alim. Lining this up is Bernard. But if the first half was anything to go by, it was the player in the number 5 jumper who took all the free kicks. This time around, Bernard. And I think this might be the last time he lines up from a dead ball in that range, Deshan.
He just got under it, didn't he? Completely wrong body position. Hits the ball underneath it, almost like a conversion on that occasion, like a rugby conversion. Was never going to test the keeper. And at the moment it left his boot, you just knew that it wasn't going anywhere worthwhile.
Lunging in, two-footed is Fauzan. Harshan Sumudu did lack a bit of control. This was the free kick before that. Alim did well and took it quickly. Harshan Sumudu still clutching on to his shins. That touch just a bit too heavy. Lunged in did Mohammad Fauzan, but did not get anything off the ball, and he was extremely apologetic about it. Long break here as Harshan Sumudu asking for the stretcher, but buys enough time for his teammates to get a breather. But here's a look at that free kick again. Caught a good part of Harshana Sumudu, did Mohammad Fauzan, but I don't think it's as bad enough for him to leave on the stretcher as he hobbles his way off. They know that they are in the lead, and the Java Lane players will do everything in their power to run the time down. Derek Fernando lining it up in front of a 4-man wall. Alazane guiding his defenders. Derek Fernando now swinging it in, but the keeper got well behind it, parried it, but was quick to get back and clean things up. Now Alim finds Harshana Sumudu back on his feet. All is well. Fauzan heading that ball out of play. The game has slowed down a tad bit. 10 minutes into this second half. Farik.
Now, closing in on this hour mark, the game slowly settling in, slowing down just a little bit. But the intensity well and truly remains. And for Saunders now, once that clock hits the 6-0 mark, you're just going to feel that tingle of pressure coming in. India Udara boots it forward very nearly. And going down there, Ashfaq Ayub, Roger Philippe just letting Sashanka Madhushanka know there that it was barely a soft touch, potentially a dive, as well as Clovis Frank. Not a very impressed emotion on his face either. And to be fair, I think both those players are on the money. Not much in it at all, is there, Romario? Very soft from Ashfaq Ayub.
Making the most out of it is the Java Lane keeper. But I think Philippe should just not lay his hands on the keeper. Just, let him do his thing. But he's also just trying to make his presence felt there. Here's Farik picking a pass. Now cross the face of goal. Harshana Sumudu just unable to get that pass under wraps, but now Alazane has gone to the floor, pointing at his right knee. This will be concerning sights for Saunders. Cramping up by the looks of it. Or is it a hamstring? By the looks of it, it is. As he gets the magic spray that does its job. Samira Pereira lining up the goal kick, but Alasane comes, plays it short. Fauzan put under pressure. Harshana Sumudu winning possession, crossing it in, but the keeper is up to the challenge. but not the best of clearances. Possession change in hands quite often. Here's the substitute now. Losing control, but somehow poked it in to his opponent. However, does not win the throw-in. Picking a few passers are Saunders. Finding the skipper. Goes with his right for a change. But Ashfaq Ayub is making the most out of it.
I mean, to be fair, I think Ashfaq Ayub definitely got a better hit than the previous occasion there. If you just have a look as the ball is played in, takes a bit of a knock, but goes down like a dead fish. Just a bit dramatic with the hands as well, Romario.
To be fair with him, did see as if the two heads collided there. Pathum Gimmana, for his troubles, goes into the books. Ashfaq Ayub is getting eyes to everywhere else but where he collided. Shoulder and face. Javalendo, they should not rest on their laurels. They have just a slender 1-goal advantage only.
Beautiful evening for some football, but even when it is, it's important to feed the hunger. It's a great opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in Colombo, to come and catch some of these games. Some entertaining football in action. This one in particular, one of the headline games, one of the big ones. So, action-packed for the whole family. Saunders, beautiful pass coming in. Here is an opportunity now, trying to break through the lines, running straight at the defender. Referee making the right call in my opinion. Java Lane trying to turn defense into attack. Saunders still holding on to the ball, and they're rightfully winning a foul on that occasion.
This was that lovely through pass. Cut back inside did Zaid, but ran straight onto his opponent. Made the most out of it, trying to win the free kick, but the referee turned a blind eye to it. But on the second time of asking, I think he knows what he's doing there.
Absolutely. Fishing for a foul in essence. And the referee absolutely right in not giving Zaid that opportunity. Here's an opportunity now to try and get the ball into the box. Saunders stuffed into that corner. Twisting and turning. Ball cleared, and now second wave of attack.
He's surely going to see yellow there. Oluwale, he knows what he's doing. Takes one for the team. On the 62nd minute mark. Knew that all his teammates would have been beaten. Strategic, but how much will the Saunders players make their opponents pay for it is a question. Indiva Udara and Samir Pereira both lining up behind this dead ball, Deshan.
Absolutely, Indiva Udara, usually the one taking the free kicks. Too far for a shot. And the angle not really favouring him as well. But now an opportunity to swing this one in.
Signal comes. Cross comes in. Here's an opportunity. Header wide.
Doesn't really connect the right way, does it? But what a ball that was. Flags are gone up already, so wouldn't have counted, but still Indiva Udara with a beautiful cross. Olavale with the yellow card for his troubles.
Taking as long as they can. Other Java lane players twisting and turning. Olavale running at the defense, trying to play in his teammate.
Fantastic goalkeeping by Lasane. Gets the ball out. Saunders still pushing now. Saunders, of course, one of the legendary Cubs in Sri Lanka's local football scene, Romario. And up to date, probably has one of the oldest football academies here in Sri Lanka as well, led by the likes of the legendary Sumit Walpola, who still is heavily involved in the club if I'm not mistaken. Many a youngster growing up dreaming of wearing that yellow shirt from those parts of Colombo.
Indeed, he has provided his expertise throughout the years and continues to do so. Now an opportunity though from similar range left for the skipper. The referee though does not like what is going on in the center of the box. Swinging it in. Gets his head, but bit of ping pong there inside the box, but Frank is unable to hit the target, Deshan.
Yeah, not easy. One of those chances that were a bit difficult to get a hold of. Saunders. About 25 minutes to try and turn this game on its head. It's not very long, but as you saw in the first half, it doesn't take very long for a game to turn. Just need to up the ante a little bit. Romario, we've seen the intensity drop somewhat. Saunders just need to show that initiative, that urgency a little bit more over the course of the next few minutes.
Alim finding Bernard. Now down the left they go. Shot coming in, but off target.
Never really wrapping his foot around it and not really threatening the keeper either. Throw in coming through. Indiva Udara with the overlapping run takes the defender away and the ball coming in. Beautiful pass, but the referee puts his flag up for offside. Pathum Gimhan complaining that he wasn't offside. whereas Roger Philippe was. Philippe, to be fair, did not get involved there in that attacking movement. Just having another look at it. Yes, I think Pathum Gimhan most certainly was not involved in that.
I think the assistant referee was a bit too early and too eager to raise his flag.
Absolutely. And I think Roger Philippe had the football IQ not to go and get involved in that play either. So Java Lane getting away with that one, in my opinion, Romario.
Indeed, getting away with it. Nearing the 70th minute mark. Derek playing in Olwale. Nothing really on forward as he goes back. Now Alim. Hoisted in. Here's an opportunity. Ball fumbled. But Alassane recovers well. Bernard was the player who was making a nuisance out of himself. Now Zaid being brought down, and he's awarded the free kick. Zaid did well, got the pass in, but it was Asela Rajavansa.
Unnecessary from Asela Rajavansa. Just unnecessary. Brought down the Olavale. Olavale feels that he was pulled back.
If only he could have stayed on his feet, it would have been an opportunity. Now down the opposite end, but well defended. He would have been kicking himself. Olavale. Philip rushing to take that corner. Header coming in, but cleared for Java Lane. Was on target. Zaid under immense pressure, and this time Abdul Farik goes in the books for his troubles on the 70th minute mark.
Zaid has been quite the operator down this left flank since he came on.
He's finding himself in pockets of space, and he's driving at the defense. But quite interesting to see. Java Lane has been awarded the free kick as Alim thumps it up. Alassane cleans things up.
Alassane's pass somehow finds his teammate. Java Lane dispossessed in a clear area. Harshan Sumudu, can he get the ball in? No, he can't.
Alassane trying to find his teammate, but just a bit too much on it. Java Lane somehow getting that second ball. However, Ola gets dispossessed. Possession changing hands again. Alim finding himself feeding Farik. Now down the right. Harshana Sumudu. This time though wavered.
Alim usually the cog that keeps this well-oiled Java Lane machine functioning. He's not been in the game very much, probably to do with the end-to-end nature of the football here today. Finally, ball once again out for touch. Zaid asking Roger Philippe to make that run. Roger Philippe not very happy with it. 15 minutes left in this game. And all to do for Saunders. Still behind well into the second half. That's not how they would have thought this game would go. As Ashfaq Ayub lines up this goal kick, he's going to take all the time in the world that he can.
Saunders, if they are to turn this around, they need 2 goals. And they are still fighting. Oluwale looking for the forward was Alim, but the opposition keeper did really well. Now Udara losing out. Harshan Sumudu now down this right, driving, goes down hopefully, but doesn't win the free kick. A thumping clearance there by the Java lane defender.
Still pushing Saunders. Indiva Udara. Zaid tried a cheeky pass, squared a bit too much. Roger Philippe with his hands up. Ashfaq Ayub, like I said, will take all the time in the world to get back on his feet.
Rightly so there. But Zaid, as players go down, supporters are not too happy with.
Yeah, Abdul Farik just grabbing his groin. Fatigue really mounting as this game's gone on. Yeah, like you said, dark arts in play, potentially. Like everyone's okay. And the Vadara just having a word with the referee and the need to push things through. Ashfaq Ayub with the ball, and I think we're all good to go. Boots it forward. Straight into the hands of Alassane. Well, Alassane, he'd feel that he's done all that he can do in this game. Beautiful pass there. And Saunders now with an opportunity to break into the box. Can they create a chance out of this? No, ball turned over. Now Java lane on an attacking run. Olawale chasing it. Ball sent back towards the Java lane goal.
Opportunity to break. Oluwale playing through Bernard. Trying to get that cut back, but just unable to. The defense was in the right place at the right time. Trying to find his support player. Rightly so. Quite unselfish play there.
Yeah, just a bit too much on it for Bernard. Couldn't really get his foot around it. Java lane really making it 3-1. Saunders. Once again, Zaid with a speculative effort. Not very happy there. Philippe. Slowly but surely, some of these players' shoulders dropping a little bit. They've been chasing this game for most of it. The tiredness does hit.
And if my memory serves me right, just one substitution made throughout the whole 80 minutes. So majority of these players have been playing out there.
Referee says nothing doing there. For Olawale is called for a foul. Roger Philippe brings it down. So beg your partners, Clovis Frank. Zaid, beautiful little footwork. Nice pass. Clovis Frank, Zaid once again. Here's an opportunity for Saunders. That's the level up. An absolutely beautiful move orchestrated by Mohamed Zaid, the youngster. And Clovis Frank not making a mistake. Slotting it home. Ashfaq Ayub could do nothing about it. And fair to say, they've been knocking on the door and it's been blown open.
It surely has been blown open. Tempers flaring in the center of field. Well, if I saw it right, Olawale will be lucky to stay on the field. The Saunders defenders. But before that, here's a look at that beautiful goal. Well worked by Zaid. He gave it, he got it back. Played lovely 1-2. And then that final pass through the legs. And the forward, Frank, he was not missing from that range. Lovely bit of play there by Zaid. That's why he was brought on the field. And he supplied.
Absolutely nothing fancy there. Deft touches, deft movements. Guiding the ball through the spaces. And what a goal that was. Referee having a look at Pathum Gimhan. Potentially a decision to be made as well, as those tensions flared.
The referee having to make a decision here. I'm sure he was unsighted, and if anything was seen, it would have been seen by the assistant referees.
Taking fight for the badge to a whole new level. The referee wants a word. Indiva Udara, his face shows nothing short of absolute surprise.
Second yellow card. And Olawale receives his marching orders. This is what Javelin did not need. He has lost his head and he sees red for it. In the 83rd minute, Olawale receives his marching orders, and if he could get a replay, we will be able to see what really happened. But now Javelin's task just got that much more difficult, Deshan. They are a man down, and even though the game, there is nothing to separate the two teams.
Absolutely, just makes going after the win now a little bit more difficult. Olawale is the driving force behind this Javelin attack. And after conceding an absolutely cheap red card, has made his team's life so much more difficult, especially immediately after a goal to concede like that. What a waste that is. And Javelin ringing in the changes by the looks of it immediately.
Derek Fernando goes off. Satish Kumar comes in the 85th minute.
So Derek Fernando, midfielder, coming off for Satish Kumar. who plays as a forward, is Nazar Hamid, the coach on this occasion, trying to, well, as they say, throw the kitchen sink at this one. And now the question remains, this is of course a league format tournament. Romario, if you're set in Nazar Hamid's shoes, are you going for the win or are you playing for the draw now that you have 10 men?
Well, given the fact that they still have a point out of this game, one would say that he would be satisfied to just take that point and live to fight another day, because he would not want to be winning the battle but losing the war. And this surely was a battle against Saunders, and if they are to come away with a point, I think given how this game has panned out, he will be quite pleased with it. But Saunders, they will no doubt be pushing for all 3 points, Deshan. They are a man to the good and will want to go with nothing but 3. Not 1 but 3 points rather, as the free kick does not find its intended man. However, Oluwale has gone for an early shower, and now he has put his team in quite a bit of pressure. Alim hoists it in, but ricocheted off the head of the defender.
Saunders now on the break here. Little trip as he was going. Referee says nothing doing, but maybe something in there to be looked at. Working those tight spaces, but the man down and the referee pausing the game. Just another look at that. Yeah, Clovis Frank just goes down by himself. Never a good sign when players go down unchallenged, because usually, very often, it can be a muscle injury, and when those do happen, you're not quite sure how serious those can be.
Time has flown past us. We're almost at the 90-minute mark. Running down the right is the Saunders attacker, Roger Phillip. However, the ball is shepherded out. What a heated encounter we have witnessed here, Deshan, this evening. It sure has been a game for the ages. Ashfaq Ayub clearing his lines. 5 minutes added on. Zaid. Looking for a pass that did not find its intended target. But here's the substitute for Java Lane. Trying to run at the defender. However, picked off. Abdulaziz bringing a bit of flair. But Satish Kumar coming back to clean things up. However, Saunders throwing bodies forward in the last few minutes.
5 minutes on the clock left for either of the sides to try and take something out of this one. Here's an opportunity now.
Alim picking out Bernard, the goal scorer. Going for another pass is Alim down the left hand side. Body is being thrown forward. Cross comes in. Just a bit too much on it. Over the head of Bernard, but he knows exactly what he's doing. Just
Smart play from Bernard, isn't it? Trying to get the ball as far away from his opponent as possible. He knows that they're happy with the point. And
here's a mistake.
rare mistake, isn't it, from Alassane? He's usually absolutely on top of things, letting the ball roll under his boot on this occasion.
The Java Lane players will take as long as they can to take this corner. Throwing bodies forward. Harshana Sumudu coming towards his near touch line. Kisses the ball before he places it. What a hero he will be if he is able to find that assist.
Absolute sprint by his teammate. Harsana Sumudu says, nope, go right back. So 5 men in the box for Java Lane. Ball coming in, gotten away by Saunders, and that shot not really going anywhere. Alim's effort skied as we approach now the last minute of added time. And very nearly given away to Java Lane.
Bernard toying with the defenders. Satish Kumar. Bodies entangled in there, but Saunders come away with it. Maybe for one final push towards their opponent's goal. Keeping the ball and driving forward, but Indi Udara's touch just letting him down. And that's full time. A gripping game comes to an end here at Racecourse. Saunders thought they would have been leaving empty-handed. But a goal in the dying embers, courtesy of Clovis Frank, means that the two teams are going back with a point each. It has been a gripping encounter here at the Racecourse Stadium. Javelin finished the game with 10 men. However, they did enough to take a point away. There's nothing to separate things between the two teams, as the full-time score reads 2 goals each for both teams. Tempers still flaring. But a good game coming to an end. Three goals in the first half and 2 in the second, and rather 1 in the second, means that this game comes to an end with nothing to separate the two teams. 2 goals apiece. Here are the highlights from this game here at Racecourse between Saunders and Javelin. Javelin did have the lead going into the game, into the second half, late into the second half, but they conceded as Saunders drew back and drew level. Nothing to separate the two teams, as Zaid's setup saw Frank finish off this lovely move, which meant the points were divided between the two teams equally, 1 point each, as the two teams go back satisfied, you could say, somewhat.
සමග එකතු වෙනවා සෝන්ඩර්ස් කණ්ඩායමේ ප්‍රධාන පුහුණුකරු දීශාන්ත සිරි කෝච්. අද තරගයත් කණ්ඩායම් දෙකම කොළඹ ප්‍රධාන පෙළේ කණ්ඩායම් දෙක සෝන්ඩර්ස් සහ ජාවලින් අද පළවෙනි තප්පරේ ඉඳලම හොඳ තරගයක් ලබා දුන්නා. විශේෂයෙන්ම පළවෙනි අර්ධයේදී කියන්නේ කරට කර තරගයක්. ඔබ අද තරගය ගැන කොහොමද දකින්නේ කණ්ඩායම් දෙකම?
විශේෂයෙන් මගේ කණ්ඩායම ගැන මම කියනවා නම් මගේ පුහුණුවෙන් යටතේ ඒගොල්ලෝ පන්දුව පාලනය කරපු විදිය මම ඉතාම සතුටු වෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ මේකේ බෝල් පොසිෂන් කියන එක ගත්තොත් කාර්ය විනාඩි 90න් 70ක් අපි අතේ තියෙන්නේ. නමුත් විශේෂයෙන්ම කියන්න ඕනේ අපි හරියම අසහනකාරී තත්ත්වයකට මගේ ක්‍රීඩකයෝපත් වෙනවා යම් දේවල් ඉඳලා. ඒක මම කියන්න කැමති නැහැ. මොකද මම පුරුදු කරන්නේ කෝච් කෙනෙක් හැටියට. නමුත් පිට්ටෙනියට ගියාට පස්සේ මගේ ක්‍රීඩකයන්ට වෙන අසාධාරණකම් දැක්කම අපිට ඇඬෙනවා. ඉතින් ඒක මම කවුද කියලා කියන්නේ නැහැ. මගේ ක්‍රීඩකයෝ හොඳ තරගයක් කරා. මම හිතන්නේ විනාඩි 70ම අපි ෆුට්බෝල් ගැව්වා.
කෝච් දැන් තරග කීපයක්ම ජයප්‍රදමෙන් තොරව තමයි අවසන් වුණේ. දැන් තව තරග 4ක් තියෙනවා ඉදිරියට. සෝන්ඩර්ස් කණ්ඩායම මේ ජයප්‍රදමෙන් ජයග්‍රහණය කරා තමයි යන්නේ. මොකද්ද තව ඉදිරියට තව කළ යුත්තේ ඔබ හිතන හැටියට?
මගේ පැත්තෙන් මගේ ක්‍රීඩකයන්ගේ කෞශල්‍ය උස්සන ගමන් මට කියන්න වෙනවා සමා වෙන්න ඕනේ බලධාරීන්ගෙනුත් ඒ දේ හරියට වෙන්න ඕනේ කියලා. මේ ජාවලෙන් සෝන්ඩර්ස් කියන්නේ ඔබතුමා කිව්වා වගේ කොළඹ නගරයේ තියෙන ප්‍රධාන පෙළේ තරගයක්. ඒකෙදි ඒ ඌමනා විදියට අනික් සැලසුම් ටික වෙන්න ඕනේ. එහෙම නොවුනොත් කාර්යය මෙතන වෙන්නේ හරි ෆුට්බෝල් මැච් එකකට වගේ ගෝරියක්. ඒකයි.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි කෝච්. ඉදිරි තරගවල සුබ පතනවා.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි.
අපත් සමග එකතු වෙනවා ජාවලින් කණ්ඩායමේ සහාය පුහුණුකරු කළමනාකරු සමාවෙන්න මැක්සි ලෙට්‍රන්. මැක්සි අද තරගයත් හොඳ තරගයක් ලබා දුන්නා. ගෲප් ස්ටේජ් එකේ මැච් එකට වඩා ගෲප් ස්ටේජ් එකේ සෝන්ඩර්ස් කණ්ඩායමත් එක්ක 3-0ක් වශයෙන් ජාවලින් කණ්ඩායම පෙරදුනා. නමුත් අද තරගය කණ්ඩායම් දෙකම ඉතා හොඳින් ක්‍රීඩා කළා. ඒ වගේම විශේෂයෙන්ම පළවෙනි අර්ධයේදී කරට කර තරගයක් 2-1ක් වශයෙන් ඉදිරියෙන් සිටියත් අවසාන වශයෙන් 2-2ක් වශයෙන් සමවැල තරගය අවසන් වුණා. අද තරගය ගැන ඔබ කොහොමද දකින්නේ?
ඇත්ත වශයෙන්ම අපිට තිබ්බෙම අපි සෑහෙන පුහුණු කිරීමක් කරා. මම හිතන විදිහට ප්‍රබල කණ්ඩායමක් සවුන්ඩර්ස් ඒ වගේම අපිත් ප්‍රබල කණ්ඩායමක්. අපිට තිබ්බේ මේ ටාගට් කරලා ෆුල් ප්ලෑන් එකෙන් අපි ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ මේ පොයින්ට්ස් තුන. ඒක අපිට හර්ට්ලගේ යන්න පුළුවන් එක දෙකට මේ පොයින්ට්ස් තුන තමයි ටාගට් කරේ. නමුත් සෑහෙන පුහුණුවීමක් කරගෙන මම හිතන විදිහට හොඳ තරගයක්. මම හිතන විදිහට මේ තරඟවලේ හොඳ තරගයක් අපි කට්ටිය ශ්‍රී ලංකාව සිලි මිස්ටේක් වුණා. නමුත් ගොඩක් chance හම්බුණා. අන්තිම මොහොතේ අපි ඔලවාලේ රෙඩ් කාඩ් බලමු ඊළඟ තරඟේ.
ඔබ හිතනවාද ජාවලින් කණ්ඩායම 2-1 වශයෙන් ලීඩ් කරන් ඉඳිද්දි පොඩ්ඩක් ඕනාට වඩා ස්ලෝ කරා කියලා ගේම් එක? මොකද හොඳ තැනක තමයි ජාවලින් කණ්ඩායම හිටියේ හොඳට පර්ෆෝම් කර ඒ හාෆ් එකේ. මොන හරි එහෙම තත්ත්වයක් හිතුණාද නැත්නම් මොකද්ද ඒ හේතුවට උනේ අන්තිම වශයෙන් පොඩ්ඩක් සෝන්ඩර්ස් කණ්ඩායම ඉදිරියට එන්න?
ඇත්ත වශයෙන්ම අපේ ප්ලෑන් එක තිබ්බේ සෙකන්ඩ් හාෆ් එක ඩිෆෙන්ඩින් නෙමෙයි ඇටැකින් තව ගෝල් එකක් ගන්න. ගාලා අපේ අතට තරඟය ගන්න. නමුත් එතනදී සෙකන්ඩ් හාෆ් එකේදී මම හිතනවා අපේ කට්ටියේ පොඩ්ඩක් ෆවුල්ස් වැඩි ගියා. එතන ස්ලෝ වුණා. එතනදී තමයි පොඩ්ඩක් අපි කරපු පොඩ්ඩක් මිස්ටේක් එකක් වුණේ. එහෙම නැත්නම් තරඟයක් ගියා. අන්තිම මොහොතේ ගෝල් එකක් ගියා. ඉතින් අවසාන වෙනතට අපිට ඔලවාලගේ මිසින් එක ඒ විනාඩි ගානක් තිබුණා. තවත් chance එකක් අපිට දිනන්න තිබුණා.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි මැක්සි. ඉදිරි තරඟවල සුබ පතනවා.
Thank you, Navod, for the very fruitful interviews with Coach Shantasiri and Maxi from Saunders and Javelin, respectively. And this is it, ladies and gentlemen, from us here at Racecourse. Another entertaining week comes to an end. New Star drew with St. Mary's 3-all to kick off the proceedings. Serendip match, a solid win over Solid SC 4-0. Police fell short against Pelicans and Saunders. There was nothing to separate the two teams here at Racecourse. Java Lane and Saunders share the points to 1-1 as they go back from week 3 of this super round. There's more action left coming up next week, but this is it from Deshan, myself Romario, our technical and production crew from Racecourse. Until next week, it's thank you and goodbye.